So this isn't exactly a video I thought I ever was going to film. I'm actually going into Animal Kingdom, which is the park where I call home. I worked there as a college program cast member initially in 2013, and then I stayed working at this attraction that I worked at for about 3 years later. And there was an announcement today that I think people need to be aware of. Essentially all college program cast members have been laid off, and I wanted to go to my home park where I was once a college program participant and kind of, I don't know, check out the vibe tonight. I wasn't expecting to come to Disney tonight, but I got off work. I got a fast pass for my attraction, which is Kilimanjaro Safaris, and I'm just gonna go check it out and see what the general vibe is at Disney right now. And while I'm on the attraction, I think I'll kind of go over the email that was sent out to these college program cast members. Anyways, all right, I'll see you inside Animal Kingdom. So let me be clear, I understand the reasons for this, but it is concerning too, and I really feel for the people that it affects. Yeah, I can't even imagine if I was in their shoes. I really can't. Check-in used to be. That's where I used to stand to take fast passes back in the day.
To form a single file line. If you are traveling with someone in a scooter or wheelchair, please have this.
We used to have to feel that ourselves.
Caribouti means welcome aboard, everybody. Please watch your head and your step on your way in, everyone.
Okay, I am going to start by reading the email that the participants received today. And I honestly don't know how I would react if I got an email like this, but let me read it for you. Important program update. Dear Disney Programs participant, as you know, in an abundance of caution, we are temporarily closing our theme parks and water parks at the close of business on Sunday, March 15th, through the end of the month. We are taking several measures following advice from state and local officials, as well as recommendations from health agencies to help protect the safety and well-being of our cast members and guests. We know you have many questions about how this will impact your program experience, and we want to provide you with an update. Based on these factors, we are closing many of the Disney College Program housing complex buildings and are requiring these participants to collect their belongings and depart by March 18th at 11 a.m. We will be temporarily suspending the Disney College Program, Disney Culinary Program, Disney Cultural Exchange Program, and Disney Academic Exchange Program effective March 16th. This will also include international cast members and guest relations. All Disney program participants will continue to be paid through the end of the month, and weekly housing deductions will be waived effective immediately. Each of you will be given a successful program completion to ensure the opportunity to pursue future roles with the company. If you have any questions, we encourage you to talk with your leader. Please know this was not an easy decision to make, and we understand your disappointment. We are taking the time to focus on the well-being of our cast, our families, and our extended family because there is nothing more important than that. Thank you for your dedication, energy, and passion you've shown working for Disney. I mean, can you imagine moving to Florida from who knows where? I mean, there's program participants from Italy, from Norway, countries where you cannot even fly to right now. And can you imagine getting that email right before you're about to close for an extended period for a virus that's going around? Can you even imagine what those kids are going through? Because I honestly can't. I mean, like I said, I would be completely devastated and I would be freaking out, and I'm an American. If I was a college program student again, and like I said, this is my attraction. I worked at safaris. This is what I did every day during my program. It's what I did for 3 years after my program. So this is my home here. But if I got an email like that while I was at work, because meanwhile, when I was going through this attraction, there was cast members that you could see were visibly they had been crying earlier. So obviously they were probably one of the participants that was laid off. But I mean, they were still smiling. Goodness gracious, they were still smiling, which just tells you how well of trained people these cast members are. But I don't know. If I got that email during my shift while I was working, what I thought was going to be a break essentially for 2 weeks, I would be I would have to be sent home because I would be so bad crying. I can't even imagine what they are going through. And then imagine being in another country and getting that email saying that you have to vacate the premises in about 4 days. 4 days. I mean, I don't know everything. Maybe Disney is doing something. I want to believe that they are doing something for these people and that they're making it easier for them and giving them, some kind of leeway or something or travel voucher. I don't know. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Obviously, I can only say what I've seen in certain cast member groups that I am still a part of, as well as what I've read on different Disney sites that tell you different behind the scenes info. So I can only tell you what I know from that. And what I know from that is that it's kind of crazy right now and that people are struggling. And I mean, I know Orlando is strong and there's going to be people that'll have to open up their houses for these participants, which I know a lot of people already are. I'm still friends, obviously, with a lot of people that work at Disney, and a lot of them are opening up their houses for college program participants. But this is insane. And then it also makes you wonder, though, and I didn't come up with this, someone else brought it up too, that perhaps Disney is expecting to be closed a lot longer than the 2 weeks that they have said, and possibly will be closed the rest of April as well, or throughout April, I should say. So if that's the case, I mean, that's going to be detrimental for the whole city of Orlando because we rely so much on tourists that that's our whole industry. That's how we're a city essentially, is because of everyone that comes here for the theme parks. So if we don't have the theme parks, what do we have? We literally will be a ghost town. And then, I mean, it's going to affect my job too, being in car sales. And I mean, this is going to be bad for our economy. I can only imagine like what everyone is going through that has been laid off, but like I'm scared for like the whole city. Honestly, like maybe it's a blessing in disguise for some of these college program participants to be able to be sent home, like especially if they're from the US, but oh man, I just can't. That like the worst people I feel bad for are the international kids that are essentially stuck here and homeless now. I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, maybe they'll extend it out. I don't know. I don't know how or what they're doing. It just sounds way too insane for me. And, I mean, this might be one of the last times you're seeing the film right now of safaris. This might be the last time I'll be going on safaris in quite a long while, if they are truly going to close for a long time. I mean, this could be it for a while. And like, this is, like I said, this was my home. These animals, like, I can remember like going through around this time, like driving at dusk was my favorite time. So it's funny that I'm going on the safari right now at dusk, but like seeing the lions and the giraffes and the elephants, like they always are so active at dusk. And oh man, I used to love this time of the day during safaris. And I would say that I'm surprised that this was so abrupt on Disney's end, but actually I'm really not, because there was something that occurred that I just remembered earlier today. But they did this before to people I worked with at, I mean, I guess I can just spill all the beans here. I used to be a holiday decorator as well. That I did a seasonal job doing that. That was my foot back in the door of moving back to Florida from Colorado. And working at holiday services, after we did our initial install of Christmas decorations, they essentially laid off half of us seasonal employees, even though we were supposed to work for additional 2 months and waiting for like the strike of everything, so taking down all the decorations. We were all supposed to work that, but essentially they fired about half of us, or it might be a little less than half of us, but it was quite a lot of people that they just essentially laid off on the spot, like right away. It was like, hey, you're laid off now, but you still have to come in for your shift tomorrow. And I think that's kind of what's going on here too. Like if the college program people have a shift tomorrow, they still have to come in, even though they know they're going to be laid off. Like that's how it was during the holiday services layoff. And I remember working after that layoff, and everyone was, crying essentially, because some people, that was like their way of trying to get into Disney and trying to work full time, and they got stripped from that. So I would say that I'm surprised, but I'm not, because I was honestly scared for my job too, because the rumor back then at Holiday Services was that there was going to be a second wave of layoffs, and so the first wave was done, and then the second wave was going to come right before strike. And I thought I would be part of that strike or the second wave, because I started a little late. So I was like, well, they don't want to keep me because I started late, so they'll just lay off me. And so I was scared. Like it was like the first time I've ever been scared of being like fired from a job, which is something, because I'm a pretty good worker. So yeah, I guess I'm not surprised at all what's going on here. I'm upset for the people that are going through this, but I'm not surprised. And like I said earlier, I do understand why they're doing it. Obviously, it's a liability to keep that many people in housing that technically your name is on. So I get them sending people home, and I get that it might be more hassle to bring them back than it is to keep them there. But I really want to give the benefit of doubt to Disney and hope that they are helping out these people to like find ways home and stuff like that, especially the international people. Oh man. But I don't know. If anyone has like other insight, like if you are a college program participant right now and this is happening to you, please, 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 please let me know what's going on and if they are doing anything to help you out, because I really want to know either way. Like if you have any info, even if you're not in the college program, but if you have info about like what's going on, message me on Instagram, comment below on here. I really think your story needs to be heard, because I don't think they really want the public to know about this. I mean, obviously they don't, but it has gotten out already. I mean, there's other sites that have announced it. Even my mom sent me a text from another news source that had the email that I just read. So it's out there. People know what's going on, especially here in Orlando. People know what's going on. But if you have like insider knowledge at all, that would be great. I'm just more curious than anything, and I just want to hear everyone's story, because I can only imagine what you all are going through. And I apologize, because I know how great of a worker you are, and I know how hard it is to work at Disney and to be at the bottom of the totem pole. So thank you for working and doing this job, and I commend you for it. I know it's not easy, but I hope the few months or weeks that you've worked at Disney was still memorable. Oh man, cast members at Disney are so good. Like, you know, they're probably bummed because they're either losing friends that are going to be gone, or they themselves have been laid off, and everyone super still upbeat. I mean, that's Disney for ya. I hope those cast members are able to get their jobs back eventually. It's bad. decided to grab something to eat and then go over to well, I'm in Pandora, but go over to the Avatar ride, which I totally forget the name of it. Flight of Passage, that's it. So I'll go on a Flight of Passage after, so it means I'm probably gonna have to wait in a long line, which is fun, but you know, hey, whatever, I'm cool with it. But yeah, I'm gonna eat this dinner first. Anyways, yeah, so going back to the subject at hand, it is quite sad what's going on. And if any cast members need help or anything, I saw some resources going on Facebook. I'm gonna try to find the one. There's like a one where like people will match up with cast members that are full-time to like stay in Orlando a little bit longer if you can't find a way out in the 4 days that Disney is giving you. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna try this sunrise, Pandoran sunrise. It's pretty good. Haven't had that before. I like it. All right, I'm gonna eat my dinner.
Not a tiger.
Mountain Page is the one that attacks you.
Prepare systems for the next group.
All systems engaged.
4 through 7.
Standing by.
Okay, sealed genetic matching room.
Hi, and welcome to the Avatar program. Soon, you're going to have a chance to undertake an amazing Navi rite of passage, riding on the back of a banshee by being genetically matched and linked to an avatar. Using avatars to fly this way was all figured out by my boss, Dr. Jackie Ogden. She leads our science team, which is part of the Pandora Conservation Initiative, and we're here in the Valley of Moara studying banshees and their environment. Dr. Ogden is the foremost expert on studying the Ikron and has spent years researching them. Unfortunately, banshees live high in rookeries and humans can't get anywhere near them without becoming their lunch. But the Na'vi and avatars can. In fact, the Na'vi have been riding on the backs of banshees since their earliest history. Thanks to science, avatars can ride on banshees too.
I'm on it.
Okay, first we need to find the compatible match of your genetic material with the genetic material of one of the avatar bodies that we already have. And, fly. Help us out and move around a bit. Almost. Yes, got him. Now, let's find you your avatar matches.
I got a big nose. I got a big nose. I got a big nose. I got it, finally.
All right, you've all been matched with avatars.
Here in the storage containers on the back wall. Does she include all bags, cameras?
Some of this flight might be intense. Trust your guide and be brave.
So that's a wrap. When I got onto the ride for Flight of Passage, the cast member at the end said it was one of his last groups. So yeah, I guess he was a college program participant. Stinks, because like I know how it was to give my last safari, but that was my choice. Like I quit. So I don't know. I was able to work my last 2 weeks after giving my 2-week notice, and then I knew it was coming, which they just found out today. So I honestly don't know how they are able to put a smile on their face and still work. It's really, I don't know. It tells you how good of a group that Disney has. And I mean, I feel for all these people because, like I said, I would be devastated. I mean, I cried after my last safari, so I can't even imagine. Can't even imagine. Well, actually, I can a little bit because I kind of went through this scare before, which I think I'm gonna probably add that in during the safari part, so you might have already heard that, but yeah. Lord, this is crazy, and it's only gonna get crazier. Anyways, thank you for watching. I will have one more video out. I am going to the parks tomorrow. Feel free to subscribe, comment. If you are a college program participant and this happened to you, I would love to hear your story and hear your part of it. So feel free to comment below or message me on Instagram or anything like that, and let me know your story because I feel for you. Anyways, have a great night. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.